Discord. In the doobly-doo down below, you will find our Extra Life link, along with the link to our sister shows and the Heroes Wanted Discord Collective. But without further ado, take it away, Patrick.
Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome, everybody. I am Patrick. I will be the Dungeon Master for tonight, playing all the NPCs and various creatures that our party will run into. Joining me tonight for session 13.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris, and I am playing Radigan the Grouch, Human Artificer.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tara. I will be playing Cithrin, the Silver Dragonborn Fighter.
I am Brendan, and I'll be playing the Great Ezekiel, a lore bard half-elf.
Hi everyone, Nabil here. I'll be playing as Duma Boltstrike, a Minotaur barbarian following the path of the Ancestral Guardian.
Hi, I'm Ian, and I'll be playing Augustus Gustantine, the Minotaur Forge Cleric. And Radigan, your last name is Conover, not Grump.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm playing Cassandra Bowman Whitaker, divination wizard and super fangirl.
Excellent. And last session, our party plundered the cave of Icing Death. King Yarund welcomed you into the Elk Tribe with a large feast. Duma lost a wrestling match and perhaps his heart to Harren. Gus offered to help bury the Elk Tribe's dead. The party learned that Hedron is in a tower somewhere in the Sea of Moving Ice. Cithrin and Ezekiel noticed Radigan has been getting surlier. Ezekiel, however, was foiled in attempting to steal the Black Ice clasp. Fulnor came back to warn everybody that there were a group of townies staying at their burial mound and seemingly killing their elk. Yarand asked if he would speak for the tribe. Traveling across the tundra, you met a female rogue named Batcha, who introduced herself as a member of Ship Rethnor and said she spoke for the new speaker of Bryn Shander, Valish Gant, who has aligned with the Arcane Brotherhood and the Ship Rethnor group, and now claims ownership of the land as part of this trading group, saying that the Elk Tribe can still live there, but they will now pay tax on everything they hunt. Hengar, as his wont as a barbarian, lost his cool at this. Ezekiel, however, cast suggestion on Batcha, telling her to come back to talk to King Yarund. This upset her people, and a large fight ensued. Cassandra dealt some serious damage to Batcha, who eventually called her people off and left, after suggesting the group could actually work for Valish if you chose to. As his 10-town control has grown and spread, and as she said, East Haven will feel his grip next. Turning around and heading back towards the Evermelt hot spring, you were on your way to tell King Yarund it was time to ally with the other tribes, and then you were talking about going to get dwarf allies in Kelvin's Cairn, and then head down to East Haven, avoiding the other smaller towns of Caer Konig, which is there, and Caer Dinaval, on your way down to East Haven on the edge of Lac Dinashir. You also remembered you could go to Lonelywood to meet up with Pittywinkle to see if he knows anything about the tower out in the Sea of Moving Ice. And as you considered this trek across the tundra, you spied some dwarven forms shambling through the snow towards you. And once they were around 40 feet away, Gus noted that their movements suggested to him that something was wrong, and indeed, they turned out to be the living dead.
Oh, yeah.
Jerky.
Oh, all my spells that I used. Oops.
And so this is where we pick up, as you have moved into terrain with a little bit of, some rocks. Everything is snow covered. The snow is sort of crunching under your feet, and you can see these forms starting to move in towards you. With that, what would you guys like to do?
Are
Is
we
there a better path that we can just leave and walk around them?
Yeah, to the left.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just go left.
Cithrin's kind of wondering, how badly do we want to take these out, or do we want to keep moving?
We cannot let them go. They might end up at a village that has no warning. What if they come in a storm or the middle of the night?
Duma is getting his weapon ready and going to charge
See,
him.
Duma's got
All
the
right.
right idea.
I guess we're fighting them. Okay.
And Duma, as you are getting a grip on your sword, or your axe, you can actually feel it start to sort of vibrate, and it turns off to the side as a couple more zombies break through the snow off to your.
Ooh, not gonna be surprised. Not gonna be surprised.
Nope, weapon of warning. So yeah, a couple more come bursting out of the snow over there. So with that, let's roll some initiative.
Fuck
Well,
yeah!
nope. Going left wouldn't have worked.
To the left, all your
Oh-ho!
zombies in a box to the left.
Those are some good numbers to start.
Wow, got jinxed over here.
That gives me time to look up how to turn undead.
You use your channel divinity as an action.
I don't remember how many I have.
One.
One.
Yeah, that's what I
You
thought.
get like a number equal to your wisdom modifier later, I believe.
Why is my character sheet not opening?
2. I have 2.
I know in 3rd edition it was this really complicated opposed roll, and here it's just like, oh
There
yeah,
we go.
anything below like an 8th, just
You got it?
Yes.
God damn, the zombies rolled a 1.06 for initiative.
You have
I hope-
one use of it, by the way, Ian.
I think
At the
that's
level
appropriate for zombies.
yeah, I hope so. There's zombies.
All
They have
right.
like
I mean,
a
we don't-
negative modifier to their roll.
It would be terrifying to have 28 days later type zombies.
Hey,
Yeah. Top of the round, we have Cassandra and the Great Ezekiel tied. Cassandra seems to have the tiebreaker, so you are up first.
Oh! I'm going to prove my worth, and I am going to scuttle back a bit. Heidi, assist, and firebolt.
Okay, which one are you sending Heidi towards? This
The
guy?
one to the the first one on the left.
She spins around. An 18 is a hit. With that, yes, the first zombie, there's just this burst of fire, and you can hear it sort of moan and groan, but it continues staggering towards you as the fire is sort of patted out with the snow.
Excellent.
Any more movement? Any bonus actions?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. Bonus action is getting your help action.
Right. So I'm good to go.
The Great Ezekiel.
All right. The Great Ezekiel is going to give good old Duma the Bardic Inspiration. I've got one left,
Ooh.
according to my sheet. I don't remember if I used one or two last time, but I've only got one marked down on my sheet. And I'm going to take a shot at the zombie that Cassandra shot.
All right. The injured one.
Yep. Focusing fire.
Okay, Steph is okay.
22.
22 hits.
What do they have, like 8 AC?
Yes. So 4 piercing damage as your short bow arrow just, fires easily. It sort of whistles through and sort of, there's a soft thunk as it sticks in and it keeps moving towards you. Any more?
How far or how good are we to move up? Like north?
That's moving backwards. You could certainly move backwards, but you can start to. I mean, Duma, you also get the sense that the snow is starting to move behind you as
Ooh.
Oh joy. I'm gonna stay here.
All right. And, you can see ahead of you does appear to be some sort of, stone staircase that leads, up an incline over that way. But next up is, and there's all kinds of, rocks and trees and things like that for cover. So use the terrain. It's a cool map this guy made.
I am. Radigan is in fact going to climb up onto this little rock spot. If he can do it. And he's going to shoot a zombie in the face.
Well, give me an athletics check as you climb up this icy sort of rock.
Nope.
Unfortunately, no, you do not make it up. You attempt to climb and just sort of slide back down.
Dagnabbit. All right. I will shoot this zombie.
Okay.
In the face, hopefully.
That hits with an 11, 10 piercing damage. Again, yeah, your bolt sort of hits and there's just this soft thunk. There's no blood or anything like that, but it's a solid hit.
I sure hope so.
Any more movement? Any bonus actions?
Yep, I'm gonna step back. And then I'm gonna have to modify my crossbow because I believe it's a +1 crossbow with repeating.
Yep, go fix your numbers.
Yep.
Sithrin.
All right. Who is the closest zombie to me? Let's see. Looks like it's those two over there. So I had to zoom in a wee bit.
Yep, and this one is quite badly injured.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna, since I don't really see anything beyond those two, I'm gonna go over here. Boom. Swing on the first one.
That is a hit for 18. And with that, it goes down and staggers and falls, but then with a natural 20 on its roll, it starts standing back up.
Oh,
Fine. I'm just gonna stay here and try and block anything else from coming in this way, so everyone else can focus over on that side.
All right. Next up is Hengar. Hengar will steel himself. You see him sort of lower his head, and he just charges forward. Just hits. That is 15, which is enough. This zombie is decapitated, and the head rolls away off into the snow. All right, that is his turn. Duma.
all right. Duma getting his silver longsword ready. That was the closest one I could get to. All right. Stepping a bit to the side, he sees a couple over here, and he goes rushing in. Dash gore.
Dash Ren door charge?
Huh?
Oh, no, I was trying to do it. That's a bad Star Wars joke.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get the angle right over here. Okay. Oh,
you can make it.
Okay, so this is pretty much going to use up my dash attack and male horns coming in. Ah, jeez.
You have Bardic Inspiration.
I do. I just remembered. That's a D6, right?
Yep.
You cannot miss. Yes, your horns hit. You gore for 5 damage and, slice through this you have to bend over very low as these are very small zombies, but you easily tear through their rotted.
The 5 was the Bardic Inspiration. He hasn't rolled damage.
Ah, correct. Roll your damage.
9. No rage.
Okay.
Keep forgetting to turn that off. Damn it.
All right, yeah, you gore through and, your head raises back up as, all sorts of ugly viscera is dripping off your
But does it stay down?
It's still on its feet.
Damn it.
Augustus.
All right, I will move around the turret. Pardon me, mechanical man thing gun.
That's not actually there.
Oh, okay. I'll go there, and we will finish off the one that Duma hit with a sacred flame. I will return your body to Moradin where it belongs, my friend.
Natural 1. 4 radiant damage. It is still on its feet, as you know, it barely moves. It's still kind of stuck on the horns, but it is still surviving. As you know, it has some scorch marks on it now.
And done.
And with that, it is the zombies. All right. We'll shamble up there. Make it there. There. And from behind, you do see a couple more appear out of the snow behind you. They will move up
Damn it.
This is not.
that way. So the first two will go after Sithrin and try and slam into.
Good luck.
Neither one of them are able to get past your shield and your armor. You're able to shove them back and not worry them. The two near are not able to strike him. There's the one on the Great Ezekiel. That is an 8. The one on Radic. Natural 20. You take 4 bludgeoning damage.
That is
It
a sad,
rolled.
sad crit.
It rolled poorly. And the one on a gun is a natural 1. So it actually slips and falls prone next to you.
Oh, hello.
And the two on Duma.
Start dancing, horseman.
That is a natural 20.
Oh,
And
wow.
that is going to be 7 blood. And the other one is a 17, which does not hit you. You are able to knock that aside with your axe. So just the 7 bludgeoning.
Sweet.
All right. Top of the round, Cassandra.
All right. Let's see. I am going to do the second verse, same as the first.
Which zombie are you going to choose? Same one?
Yeah, same one. I want to kill it dead. Not that my advantage gives me jack or shit.
That is enough to kill it dead. It has
Yay!
1 hit point, but it does not get back. So yeah, it catches fire and slumps over down to the ground in front of Sithrin. Any movement, any bonus action?
Nope.
Okay. Ezekiel.
All right. Ezekiel is going to drop the bow, pull out his, what do I have? Rapier. And try and stab the guy next to him with a rapier. Actually, you know what? No, he's going to pull out a short sword so we can dual wield next turn.
That hits.
6.
6 piercing. Yeah, you stab into it, this sort of soft, decaying flesh. And you can see they're not even dressed in anything that you'd recognize that was once sort of armor. It looks more like leathers and aprons. So it looks as if they are sort of commoners or workers as opposed to some sort of soldiers.
And that'll be it for me.
Okay. Radigan.
Yeah, Radigan sees this, and he, even more so than lately, he's not happy because he he befriended quite a few dwarven smiths back in the day, so he's especially unhappy with whatever did this. So he's just gonna attempt to shoot one in the face and miss.
That is a miss.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Radigan will just kind of turn around, face it, and hold his ground.
All right. Sithrin, you have one left standing in front of you.
Yeah, second verse, same as the first. Boom.
That is a hit for 9 slashing. You cut through and actually knock one of its arms pretty much cleanly off from just underneath the shoulder. But it is still standing.
Balls.
Any movement? Any bonus actions?
No, I'm just gonna keep this guy and whatever else decides to come up his arse out of the way.
All right. Hengar. That is a 24 for 4 slashing. And so does some damage. Duma, the one directly in front of you, is pretty badly hurt. And then you've got the one to your right, which has not been injured.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take out the weaker one. Going in longsword.
Critical failure. Your hooves slip a little bit in the snow and ice. You are unable to get a good swing on.
Damn. All right, that's it for me.
Augustus.
All right. Well, I guess it's Warhammer time on this one on the ground next to me. It is okay. You will go quietly into that big good night.
22. That is a hit for 9 bludgeoning. So yeah, you crush part of his skull in, and it just sits on the ground, but it is still moving.
Oh, too bad.
Any
Done.
movement? Any bonus
Nope.
actions?
Nope.
Okay. In fact, the zombie will stand up and right itself, and it's standing just above the top of your legs, but it is going to try and slam into you. That is going to be an 18.
What's
Which-
Gus's AC?
18.
Yep.
I will
Just
cutting
hit.
words that
Ooh,
with my last
all right.
bardic inspiration.
Ooh, thank you.
Okay, so that does not hit. It is just sort of distracted enough by Ezekiel's cutting words that it cannot get its footing. The one in front of Radigan is going to try and slam into him. That is a natural 1, so it slips and falls prone in front of you.
That's what you get.
The one next to the grate is it's going to be a 17. You take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
The one in front of you, Sithrin, is going to slam into you. That is a 5. That does not hit. You do see that coming out of the snow a little further back are a couple more zombies.
Okay.
They will start moving forward. They only have half their. So they are heading that way. The ones in front of Heng. One does manage to hit. Doesn't seem to do a lot of damage to him. He's shaking most everything off. The ones in front of you, Duma. This is that is a 16, which does not hit, and a 17, which does not hit. So neither one of them are able to get past your horns and your arms, as you are able to sort of keep pushing them off, and your defenses are strong. Top of the round, Cassandra.
All right, I am. Same as the first. I'm going to save my spell slots.
All right. Your Tressrum spins around, distracting, with advantage. That is a 21 for 5 fire damage.
Hell yeah! And the one next to Sithrin. Oh,
Yep.
no! I'm going to do the one next to the Great Ezekiel. Oh, you're saving me.
I am saving all of us, and I'm not saving you in particular.
You literally say
Human
that.
shield.
She's gonna get all like tear.
No, I don't actually say
that. Okay.
Moradin is always open to saving.
Seriously, girl.
I
what is
already
wrong with
saved you.
No, I mean,
All
like,
right.
Morgan
Oh,
will save
God.
your soul.
And with that, Ezekiel, it is your turn. As the
All right.
zombie next to you is still smoking from the firebolt that Cassandra threw its.
All right. I don't have anybody to heal with my healing word, so I'm instead going to use my bonus action to dagger. So short sword and a dagger attack. I'm clicking on it in the inventory, like expecting it to work.
Keep going. Get by. Ooh, you just hit with your silvered short sword with an 8. That is 8 piercing damage. It stumbles and collapses to the ground and stays down.
Oh, cool. Then I will ineffectively throw that dagger at this guy.
Ooh, okay. That
And
yeah,
with my
very effectively. It skitters across the ground and slides somewhere under the snow with just a soft.
ironically, if it would have been an 18 if I'd attacked the prone guy.
Yep.
But yeah, that'll be.
Oh, he was.
He's already dead
Yeah, he.
at that point.
Yeah, but the one beside Radigan is prone, so you even had disadvantage on that throw.
Yeah.
So
I will move here, and that'll be it.
Radigan.
Okay, so the one beside me is on the ground. So even though I'm standing over him and shooting down into him, I still have disadvantage.
I think it evens out. I think it's advantage and disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you disadvantage for that.
Great. I'm going to try to pin his face to the ground. For 6. I'm fine.
For 6, yeah. Well, your crossbow bolt just right through the sort of head and skull and into the snow, so you can actually see as it lifts its head. There's a bit of daylight peeking through.
That's pretty satisfying. And that's it.
Okay, Cithrin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep bottlenecking this one, so I'm gonna go after that one right in front of me. But I will shout out as a free action more coming up this way.
Should we run?
That is a hit.
She's not gonna say run. She's just basically just giving you a heads up. Hey, there is more over here.
Yep, that slash, it is still on its feet, but there's a huge gash, and you've almost split it in half, but it is still staggering to.
Cool.
Cithrin holds her ground.
Yep.
Hengar just hits. That takes out another one of these guys. As you can just hear him yelling and screaming in his rage.
Hengar, you are fantastic. I don't have any bardic inspiration left, but I want to inspire you anyway.
Yeah, every once in a while you can make out what sounds like Tundra, hunting, but I mean, he is just lost in a frothing. Duma.
Alright, Duma is gonna go frenzy. Sorry, not frenzy. Rage. I need to start putting more backbone
Okay.
in my strikes. Okay, so rage activated.
Just hits with an 8.
Ooh,
That is 6 damage. Natural 1. That guy falls down to the ground and does not get up.
this is for Haran.
And you just hear it echo across the land. Haran, Haran, Haran. Any movement?
No, I'm gonna stay here and take out the other one next if it's still there.
All right. August.
All right, let's finish off this one behind me. Send it back to Moradin.
That will put it down, and it
Oh.
stays down with a 2. So
What I-
its skull is mostly crushed in, and you just finish it off. There's just this sort of squelching sound.
Oh, what I roll? I can't see it. It hasn't come up yet.
You rolled a 22 for 10 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, was that the one from last? Oh, the same as last time? Yes. Oh, okay. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, that is some consistency.
All right,
Any
done.
movement?
Oh yeah. I guess I will go. Who has the most quick one? Okay, I'll go around. Dinkelberg there.
Tinkelberg?
And I can't make, that's about 40 feet there.
I mean, if anything goes wrong, you blame this guy.
All right, so you are just underneath the Tressrum as it is flying around. It is the zombie's turn. Okay, we'll move up there. They will both try and slam into you, Sithrin.
Cool.
That is a 22 for 3 bludgeoning and a 5 for nothing. The one next to Radigan is going to stagger up to its feet. That is going to be a 17 to hit for 4 bludgeoning damage.
That does hit.
Yeah, the one in front of Hengar hits. Does not seem to do a lot of damage. The one in front of you, Duma, 17 again, does not hit. You are able to just keep shoving it back and pushing it off, so it is not able to slam into you at all.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, top of the round, Cassandra.
Let me see. Let me see. Oh, the same one. Oh, how you are so brave, Ezekiel. Again with Heidi assisting. In-game Heidi,
right.
not real Heidi. She cooked me good. Real life Heidi.
Oh,
So with that, yes, it catches fire. It bursts and falls to the ground, but stands back up, staggers back to its
Ew!
still on fire, by the way. The great Ezekiel, you have just your short sword as you threw your dagger away.
Don't worry, I've got plenty of daggers. Is he prone?
No, he's not prone. He stood back up on his turn.
All right, then I will try and stab him twice anyway. I will pull a dagger out. I will grab one of the fancy daggers that I had made back in Luskin. Or that I purchased
Ooh.
back in Luskin, rather.
All right. That is a hit.
So 6.
6, and it stays dead.
Okay, then I will throw the fancy dagger.
You don't really have anywhere in range.
No, but I have movement spill, so instead I will move here and throw the fancy dagger at this guy.
All right, roll your attack.
Do I need a new attack, or is that 13?
Oh, 13. That is good. Roll your damage.
4.
4 piercing.
Actually, 2. 2 piercing, because it's on offhand.
Yes. All right. Yeah. This one, you see where the dagger goes, and there's just that sound as it sticks in the creature's back. Radigan.
All right. Radic is going to see that, okay, there's Hengar, there's Duma, and there's the Great Ezekiel against 2 zombies. They're probably fine. So he's going to step up here and start firing into the crowd this way,
All right.
assuming he can.
Yes, this one appears to be fairly badly injured. This one is unharmed.
I'll go after the one that's injured.
Wow. Yeah, that is a hit, and it. Oh yeah, the zombie basically explodes on as your crossbow bolt impacts onto. 14 piercing damage. That's pretty great.
That's max.
Yeah.
Did I do all that right? My damage got. Yes, I did.
All right, Sithrin, you are sort of covered in zombie guts as this one explodes beside you.
Wouldn't the zombie guts fly backwards?
Where's the hot spring when you need it?
Yeah, back and to the left.
Where we are going right now.
Where? Not where. I'm just gonna go for the one right in front of me again.
Okay, roll your attack.
Yep, 16 to hit.
That hits for 11 slashing. It is very badly wounded. But it is still shambling.
Random question before I forget for next time. We still have our silvered weapons from before, right?
Yes.
Okay, I will make note to update that this is the silver great axe.
All right.
I'm not using it now, but I'll make sure to make note of it for next time.
Okay. Hengar will rip the dagger out of the back of that zombie in front. He swings his great axe and then stabs again with the dagger. And is this zombie going to stay down? He is. And then he will charge over to beside you, Duma, turning and smiling at the great Ezekiel as he does so. Duma, you are up.
Up and ready to take this guy down. Too many crit fails. Still raging, and
That is a 20. Roll your damage.
oh yeah, saving.
7. Okay. Still standing.
Ah, god damn it.
Augustus.
All right, so I will move up and help. I will. Can I get to there?
Yeah, you can squeeze past Sithrin.
How did they say hot soup? And I will smash this one in front of me with a warhammer. Oh, come on.
A 20, only a 21 instead of a 22 this time, but 8 bludgeoning.
And yeah, that's movement and attack. Nobody's. Oh wait, 1 second. Oh no, I thought Cithrin's health bar was covered. I thought she was much more hurt than that.
Oh god, no, I'm doing good.
Yep, so done.
All right, it is these zombies. Move around there. So 2 of them are going to go after you, Augustus, and try and slam in.
I am slamming.
That is a 21 for the second one for 3 bludgeoning. The first one is a 17, so it does not make it past your armor. The one coming after you, Cithrin, is only an 8, and the one coming after you, Duma, that is a 5. They do not manage to hit. Top of the round,
It appears as if Cassandra has disappeared.
Oh, Steph is run up. The cat cut her arm a bit, so she went up to wash it. She's walking down right now.
anyway,
do
I'll say,
firebolt.
I'm assuming,
She says do
yeah,
firebolt.
Yep, firebolt, that is a 9 on the dice, so that is going to hit no matter what. So this one is going to take some damage. That is going to be pretty good damage. That takes 12 damage.
No, I had to roll 12 damage on a D10.
10. Yeah. Oh, takes 10 damage. Max damage. Very nice.
Nice.
Because I rolled a D20 for.
I mean, I'll take a D20 damage die.
Yeah. Great Ezekiel is up.
All right. I think Duma and Hengar have that covered. So Ray Ezekiel's going to sheath his short sword. Move here, and do I have a clean shot at this guy? Or are these rocks in the air way above us, or are they at ground level?
That one's a little bit high up in the air, so you've got a pretty clear shot. I mean, they're dwarves, so they're kind of covered by Cithrin, but you know they're not.
They're zombies.
Yeah,
they're not famed for their evasiveness.
Yeah, no tactical skill.
9.
9. That'll hit.
6 damage.
6 damage. All right. Yeah. With the combined damage from everybody, arrow pierces right through, and it staggers down to the ground, stays down. Like another spray of viscera, but it's sort of dry.
All right, and then Ezekiel will get a little bit closer, so he can do his trademark help action.
All right, Radigan.
Radigan will go to there, or can he step to there?
You can step into there. I mean, these are tall sort of walls of rock, so there's spaces and nooks and crannies.
Excellent, and he'll sort of do semi short range against that one right in front of him. So
that is a hit for 9 piercing.
Yeah, and so now I have actually gotten the damage calculation correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Sithra,
that max damage was 13, not 14. If that makes any difference.
How
nah, it doesn't
covered
make a
in
difference.
covered in guts and gore am I?
Fairly. You've had a couple of
Fun.
these zombies that have just been disintegrated in front of you. I mean, thankfully, in this cold, cold air, there's no.
I'm gonna take a dip soon. Yeah, just you
Oh.
bitch. Wait, am I getting the help action from Ezekiel or?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay.
It
Never
was my
mind.
action to kill one.
Damn. All right. Derp. Sad. I'm trying to clean off all this gore, wiping it off my face so I can see, and just swing and a miss.
All right. And next to you, Duma, Hengar will swing. That is 13 slashing damage. Yep. This is the best fight Hengar's ever had. He's usually kind of useless. So that is done. Duma, you are up.
All right, reckless attack, rage.
The only one next to you is Hengar.
Do
Oh
it.
wait,
Everything's dead.
Do it.
okay, no, I'm not that crazy yet.
If you're a frenzied berserker, you do it.
If you were a real barbarian, you would.
He's not
come
friendly.
on.
They're-
Oh, come on. Okay, I'm just checking the distance, how far I am, but I'm assuming everyone
You only need to be
on.
able to move 60. Because you can use the bonus action attack.
Honestly, I'm gonna stand out here and keep an eye out that we don't get ambushed anymore. But I think Radigan and Gus have got this. Maybe.
Gus is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I think
All
we're
right.
okay.
Okay, so I'm just pretty much gonna stand out here.
Okay. As you're looking around, give me a perception check.
Oh, jeez.
I think it was my milkshake. Someone once said that the milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
But it's better than yours.
No, mine is better than yours, is what they said.
Oh, god damn it! Seriously?
Yeah, with a 7, you look around and you're trying to sort of keep your eye on the different areas and things that are happening, but nothing catches your eye. I mean, it's bright sun and it's glinting off the white snow, which takes us to Augustus.
Yep, there's my roll, and I'm not gonna move, and yeah, done.
Okay. These last couple of zombies, I'm going to say you guys will be able to take them out. So I will say as of now, you are out of combat because frankly, they're barely hanging on.
The Great Ezekiel will run to Hengar.
Oh, Cassandra.
Okay.
Hengar, you were perfect, my friend. That was fantastic. Just trying to boost his confidence a little bit.
He immediately turns and the axe sort of raises and swings, and then you can see his eyes sort of come back into focus, and he just sort of stops and goes, oh well, thank you. And he'll just sort of flip the blade and hand you your dagger back and just say, that was a wonderful throw you made. That was impressive.
Thank you. And the Great Ezekiel will go in for a hug and do like the kiss on each side of the cheek.
And he just kind of stand there and freezes for a second, and then just sort of acquiesces and sort of kisses you back without too much of a second.
Wait, there's kissing?
The French kissing on the cheeks kind of thing.
Cassandra.
Yeah. Not that kind of French kissing, the other kind of French kissing. The kind that's like polite between friends.
Of course.
Yeah.
Cassandra
You
goes
just
in
see
for
this
a
tongue come out through Ezekiel's mask.
No, there's no tongue.
So we're right beside this water.
I think that's ice.
You can see it's ice. Yeah, I mean it's sort of frozen over. You can try and sort of crack and break through it if you want.
Yes, please. I don't care how cold it is. I want to wash this off.
Yep, I'll say it takes you about a minute or so, but you're able to sort of crack through, and Hengar will come over with his axe and sort of help you smash, and you're able to find it's incredibly freezing cold water underneath, but you're able to wash yourself off.
I'm going to strip down and do a polar bear dip and come back out.
Give me a Constitution save, please.
Isn't she a white?
Yeah, she's a
Dragon?
white
Silver.
Resistance to
dragonborn.
cold?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm resistant, so
Yeah, resistant is not.
damn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
But you're fine. You come out. It is refreshing. You sort of spray. You can see a couple of people's faces are just sort of, kind of shocked that you would, do such a thing. But yeah, no, you have no adverse effects whatsoever.
I just needed a rinse, guys.
Does Cassandra have prestidigitation?
I do have prestidigitation.
That's all I'm going to say.
Well, now
Of
Cithra
course,
knows that.
and I will touch you on your shoulder and get you all
Inappropriately.
clean.
Appreciate that.
Listen, can we just get a move on here, please? We got like people to save and stuff.
I don't know. I'd like to hear more about this.
This what?
Just what?
Never mind.
I would like to quickly search the bodies for any signs of anything out of the ordinary.
Give me an investigation check.
And I would like other people to also do that. Like, I will mention that we need to check these out because random
Oh my
zombies
God, fine.
that are like
Also, yeah,
probably
and
kind of a bad thing.
after you check them, bring them over here. I will start digging a grave for these poor people.
And I'll go ahead and burn a spell slot as well on detect magic since we're trying to be quick.
All right, yes. You detect no magic on them. Investigating and looking around, the three of you, Radigan, Ezekiel, and Duma, quickly, you realize they have no weapons. It looks like they are dressed in what aren't fine clothes, but definitely funerary clothes. So it looks like, these were commoners of some sort. You see a couple that have been wearing leather, been dressed with leather aprons. So you assume they're some sort of smith or workers, but they are clearly, what you would consider workers or commoners.
Gus, it may not be wise to bury them. We may, since we are headed to Kelvin's cairn anyway, it may be wise to put the bodies somewhere safe and alert the people of Kelvin's cairn. I imagine if these are all dwarves, they are all belonging to there. I'm sure their families would like the bodies returned rather than buried in the frozen wasteland.
Ooh, what is I don't know what the custom is. Like Ian doesn't.
The custom would be to bury them with like all honors, providing the body can be recovered.
Okay, so it is recoverable then. Yeah.
Yeah, return them to the
Then-
stone kind of thing.
Then we'll build a cairn, Kate. The pile of rocks on top
Yeah.
of them.
Cairn.
Yeah, we should spend some time and do that. It is only right.
In the end, it
As
will only
you
help
are
us.
sort of, collecting the rocks, I will say, Duma, you start to feel your axe slowly start to vibrate again.
Oh gods.
And Hengar,
Okay,
Hengar will, quickly sort of, scatter a pile of rocks and just say, "We need to move. We need to go."
Let
us go.
I agree. Let's go.
Listen to Hangar. We move now.
We tried.
And-
Let's go.
Yeah, and Hengar will, lead you at a fairly brisk pace. You guys aren't traveling for the entire day, so you are able to make it back to Evermelt without worry of exhaustion, but you are definitely moving at a very, very quick pace.
Before we go, there'll be the tippy tap. Do I stay and do the full ceremony? Do I run? And Gus will do over the bodies just a quick hand gesture, kind of like the Catholic cross thing kind of thing, but the Moradin version of that, and we'll follow.
Yeah, Radigan will just snap and just yell at him to come along.
You are Grouchy. I see it now.
All right, so with that, you guys make it back to Evermelt, just as, sun is starting to set. King Yarand will come out and, ask you what happened.
It's not good. The members of Ship Rethnor from Luskin have taken over Bryn Shander and many of the other towns and are demanding tax from you and the other tribes.
You see his jaw just set, and you can subtly hear the grinding of teeth as he sort of cracks his knuckles, and he will just say, "And what did you say to this?"
We very directly told them that would not be happening.
I called her a Rethnor bitch and told her I'd see her dead.
We did try to kill them. It was a scuffle, but
Not the
I think they
proudest
did it
moment,
all.
but they are gone.
We wish to ask you something about the other tribes.
Yes.
Would Hengar suggests that they might be willing to, despite the recent scuffles, join in a common cause against these shipwreckerites, assuming they ask the same of them that they asked of you.
There is nothing to bind people like a common enemy. I can certainly try and gather the tribes. I mean, I know the clan of the bear is more interested in fighting alongside Oral, as they are the ones who kidnapped our people and brought us here. But the tiger and some of the other tribes, I can certainly try and put together a moot and have everybody meet.
Yes, that sounds excellent. Avoid the bear if you think it is the best idea. You know the tribes better than we do.
Well, you killed their king. I'm not sure how far they have scattered since then.
We currently our plan is to go to the other members of Icewind Dale, Kelvin's Cairn, the other towns, and see what we can scrounge up in terms of a resistance. We also have allies within Bryn Shandar, who I'm sure would lay down their lives, or not their lives, but would assist us in reclaiming the town.
I care not for that, but I do wish for success if this person is going to claim the tundra. I will send our fastest people out to try and collect the other tribes and join for a meeting. Where will you start? I mean, the cairn is the closest location. In which towns do you intend to try first?
What was the name of the town that hasn't been taken over yet?
East Haven.
East Haven, and then the two on the way. There were two on the way, right? That we could stop in.
There were, but the two cares.
They've been taken over, right? But
yeah. So there's Tourmaline, I think, where we can.
Can we go to the map?
Yes, I'm just about to take you there.
Thank you. Yeah, those two towns that are sort of on the way, it would make sense to at least see what's going on.
I may have some contacts still there that I can contact. I may have been a little overzealous thinking I could raise them as an army, but we could start with just a little knowledge.
Yeah, so perhaps we go to Kelvin's Cairn and try to address the dwarves. I know Cithrin is familiar with Shipwreck. No, she does not think that it would be long before they try to collect tax from the dwarves.
Oh, quick! I need a lore question answered. Is Kelvin's Cairn like the dwarvish capital, or just
No,
a
that
dwarf?
Citadel, one of the citadels, right?
Mithril Hall would actually kind of be like, Mithril Hall, Gauntlgrim, depending on the age, would be like the dwarven capital. But here in this area of the world, Kelvin's Cairn is the capital of, it's like, Ottawa is the capital of, it's like Toronto is the capital of Ontario, Alberta has Calgary, that kind of thing. Sorry.
Where are the Soliner from?
Was that a DM or a Patrick?
That was
Patrick. That was an Albertan.
Oh, they don't count. That's almost like a louder Newfie.
Okay, that's Ian saying that. I am verbally walking away from Ian right now.
Okay,
yeah, that's fine. Kelvin's Cairn and the Silver Streams. The leader of Kelvin's Cairn The Silverstream family do have connections to Mithril Hall, but Kelvin's Cairn is the dwarven enclave and mining community of Icewind Dale.
My question is, am I going to make a scene with my backstory going in there?
No, not
No.
necessarily.
No? Okay.
Cool. So Kelvin's Cairn first. Do you all think it is a good idea to go to Cairn and to go to Cairn then of all on the way to East Haven?
It's a risk.
It is a risk, I agree.
Aren't
It'll-
we about risks?
We can, yeah.
We have done very well with risks so far.
Yeah.
Not many
We
could
can
claim to have
stop.
killed an undead dragon.
I mean, not many could say they have talked to a mad dragon and survived either.
Doma.
I'd like to go to Lonely Wood if I could, but that's too far away. At least for now. Maybe we can get them, Kelvin's Cairn folk to send a message out to Pettywinkle.
Perhaps, but I do not know that they care enough to. We would have to probably pay for it.
Yeah, King Yaron will say the dwarves, they are insular. They care mostly for themselves, but they can be roused. We have all worked together before.
Tell me, do the dwarves depend on trade from outside of Kelvinscan? Like, do they grow their own food, or do they need to have it brought to them?
Oh, they trade. They make fine weapons. They trade with us. They trade with the towns. You know, they are not insulated that much, but they keep to themselves.
Keep to themselves is fine. As long as they are connected to the other towns within Bryn Shander, we should be able to use that as leverage to get them to help.
The last time you worked with our dwarven friends, you said that they could be roused. What exactly was that last time that they had to be aroused, and what exactly did you have to rouse them with?
Well, they were aroused by the army of Akar Kessel and his giants and orcs and his great black tower that was raised outside of Bryn Shander. I mean, he was attempting to take over the entirety of the land, and it was our, great champion who came here and helped slay the ice dragon in the first place that brought the dwarves and the townies together to fight this battle. I mean, parts of the cairn were collapsed in a fairly brilliant strategy to have them attack. I mean, and, he'll sort of scratch into the snow on the ground and, show you a bit of the dale. And he will say, coming from the north there, you have to go to the east or west of the cairn to get to any of the towns. So it's usually the dwarves that sound the first alarm when, sometimes when it is even us that has attempted to take over the towns. So, they have a sense of pride and duty that we have fostered, but that was about 100 years ago.
All right.
Fair enough.
And when he says, when he mentions the black tower, Ezekiel's ears will peek up, and he will say, "This story of the black tower and the person who wished to take over the whole of the north. Would you like? Could you expand upon that? Tell me anything you know about that beyond the basics."
And he will say, well, and he sort of claps his hands and says, we will meet around the fire, and it will not be my tale to tell. It will be the elders who will tell that. And he will bring you, you guys, you're fed, you're brought around the fire, and one of the elder women of the tribe comes out, and she gives you a basic overview of, the Great War and how this Akar Kessel was some sort of mad wizard who made a deal with giants and goblins and other folk of that ilk and raised this great army in the north and attempted to take over Kelvin's cairn and had destroyed a couple of towns, but marched upon the city of Bryn Shander and raised this black stone tower out of nowhere. And it was a group of the humans and the dwarves fighting together, and then all the tribes of the north who'd actually come together and very proudly sort of showed up and turned the tide of battle as they sang their battle songs as they arrived. And as the wizard was destroyed, this tower just sort of crumbled and disappeared away. And she will say, and it was the halfling of Lonelywood that was a great hero, and there was the dark elf from the underworld that fought in the sunshine, and together everybody was able to defeat this dark wizard. And it was the last time that unity really was felt across the Dale, and it hasn't been broken, but we have not gathered together in the same way. How's that, Tara? Is that a pretty decent overview?
Yes.
She's fangirling. We need to
I
get
am
off
so
now.
fangirling. Yay. Yes, very good. Very well done.
Yeah. So that is the tale that is told, and how this wizard had this like black sort of crystal that apparently was the source of his power, but it was sort of destroyed and broken. And there were tales that demons and devils were after it, but they don't put much stock in that kind
Yeah, and Radigan will just sort of cover his cloak up and just sort of hunch his shoulders, make sure his cloak's falling over the.
How hurt does Radigan look right now?
What's my hit point total? 13 out of 21. He's fine. He's got some injuries, some zombies smacked him around, but you've seen him work. Good night's rest. Some bandaging up.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to do before you take your long rest?
I would like to take a walk with Radigan.
I really don't think that's necessary. I'm just gonna pile into my tent and try to keep a little bit of the warmth of the fire in me tonight. I'm feeling mighty cold.
I'll go on a walk with you.
This will not be necessary.
No, as soon as everyone is dismissed, Cithrin just strips down again and heads for the hot spring, trying to scrub the last of the blood out of her scales.
Ezekiel's going to. Oh, am I gonna do this? I have to try and save Radigan.
Oh, I was going to pull out a violin and start following you and Cassandra.
Is Radigan going to, or sorry, not Radigan, is Ezekiel going to try and like signal to Cithrin at all?
Yes. Ezekiel will do the finger come over here gesture.
Okay. She's, got her breastplate in one hand, so she'll walk around just her trousers.
But the finger thing means the money.
Ooh. All right.
She
well,
comes up to you, nods.
Whispers, let us go deal with our friend's problem for him, okay?
She just dons her breastplate again and just waits for you. Just looks at you. It's like, all right, let's go.
All right. Ezekiel's going to knock, or do I knock on his door, his tent flap? Is it a good idea?
Radigan just sits there and says, "You can't knock on a flap, dummy. What do you want?"
Can I come in, my friend? I wish to discuss something with you.
All right. I'm trying to get some sleep here. What do you?
Yes, you should get some sleep. It seems like a good idea, and I will cast sleep on Radigan.
Oh!
Oh!
What?
So, hang on, how many dice is that? Because it's not showing up my 5d8. Okay.
Get 13.
14.
Oh!
Okay, because Radigan would have shot you in the face.
Yeah. Radigan, your eyes suddenly feel very heavy and you just, fall backwards into your blankets and furs and start snoring soft.
We only have a minute. And Ezekiel will quickly run over and try and grab the clasp.
And as you run over, you see that the clasp is not on his cloak.
Wait, he said he covered it. He didn't, remove it, did he?
You do not see it on his cloak.
All right, I start searching him.
All right,
Sith
give me
didn't
an
help.
investigation check.
I will help as well. Yeah. So
Okay, so with it,
9.
no.
Oh, no.
I will say with that, you pat him down and you search. But I mean, he has, as you open up his cloak, you see there's, God damn it, there's dozens and dozens of little pockets and pouches. And seemingly he's wearing what looks like a utilikilt. And you are unable to locate it.
How many attempts do I get
Can I assist?
in a minute?
He
Nobody
already
else is
had
in the tent.
assistance.
Yeah.
He already had assistance with Cithrin.
So it's not
I'm going
on
to say just
him.
the one attempt. Yeah.
All right. Sithrin.
Yes.
I'm at the end of the minute. I'm going to cast sleep again on him.
Oh, wait, what the hell? Hey, what the Sam Hill are you doing? Oh, good night.
27. Boom. Okay.
That 14
Give
was
me
a
another
really low
invest-
roll. It's easy to put one person to sleep. Okay.
Our tents are all close to each other, right?
Moderately.
Gus, probably on the second minute, is going to be standing at the front of his tent, just watching this with a cigarette.
All right. Do I have assistance again?
Yes.
Wait, you're not going
I'm
to help
still
your
there.
good friend Radigan?
22.
He's
Let's
being
see how
mugged.
this plays out, my friend. huh?
22. With that, I will say, in a small pocket just off to the side, you finally do pluck out this black cloak clasp.
I
And it
pass
feels
it.
cool to the touch.
I pass it to Sithrin and say, "Go try and deal with this. Break it or something."
I will gesture
stay
to
in the
her
tent.
with my forge hammer.
Okay. I will
And
step out. And do I see Gus with his forge hammer?
You do. He was standing at the door with a bemused kind of smirk and a smoking stick hanging from his.
By the way, that was my
Uh,
last spell slot.
I will say to him, Gus, we have need of your forge. We must move quickly.
All right, let's go. I will run to it, begin to heat it up, just in case. But the anvil is ready. We can start by just hitting it.
Let's do that. Anything to get rid of it.
All right.
When does Radigan wake up during this whole thing?
Oh, probably when you
After
hear
1 minute,
this.
You wake up right about now.
What's
Okay.
what's the
Radigan, my
strength?
friend,
What's the
You
strength
collapsed.
for?
Are you okay?
Before anything else happens, does Radigan have a sudden attitude difference?
You have a milder attitude. It's not immediate, but you definitely don't feel the anger and annoyance that you felt, but you definitely feel a loss of something.
Oh, he's gonna
Oh,
feel
Radigan,
something
are
as
you
I
okay?
hand the hammer to Cithrin to smash on the anvil.
All right,
Okay.
Cithrin, give me a strength check.
All right.
Radigan will immediately feel into his pocket.
It is
Strength,
not
strength,
there.
strength,
Your
strength.
pocket is empty.
Okay,
Fuck.
Radigan knows what a sleep spell is, and he knows that the great Ezekiel has just cast it twice on him in the past 2 minutes. So he's going to grab his crossbow and he's going to burst out of his tent towards the forge.
Right, and
Can
as you burst out of the tent and you hear a mighty crack come down as this hammer hits on the anvil. As you lift the hammer back up, Cithrin, you can see not even a scratch is on this little clasp.
I toss
Okay.
it. I toss it to Gus. Melt it down.
I
knock
aim
him
at
out?
I aim at Gus. What the Sam hell do you people think you're doing?
Into the forge. I was gonna see if no, I've used my channel divinity for the day for my AC, so because it's not a new day, right?
It is not. It is the end of the same day.
Yeah, so I can't change my channel divinity, so I can't smash it with that. So into the forge.
And I'll
Deep
yell
into the
out-
Change
forge.
your channel
And I will
divinity.
yell over my shoulder, if we're wrong, we'll get you a new one.
Do I? Okay, is this like a My Precious sort of situation? Like, would I like plunge my hand into the forge to get this thing back, or do I just really want this thing back and I'll grab some time?
It's not a full My Precious, but you would definitely want it back.
Okay, I barge past everyone and I grab some.
I try and
tongs.
block them, yeah.
Oh yeah,
All
sorry.
right.
I
block.
will
Contested
follow
strength
and-
checks.
Oh,
I
while
would
she's
like to
blocking, I
try
will.
and sneak up behind, or not sneak up. I'm gonna try and run up behind him and just like grab him
Will?
around the neck.
I'll dump any spare.
Seriously, you fucking fuck!
You
You stand right
shove
over here.
past you shove right past Sithrin,
Can I
even
try?
with Gus.
Can I try?
No, right now it is just Gus and Sithrin that were trying to block him, but
Oh,
even with
no.
Gus's
wasn't-
8 of a 6, Radigan is able to sort of shove past.
Wait.
So yeah,
I
you're
wasn't trying to block him. I was trying, while she was blocking him, I was trying to throw any glass I had in my tent into the forge to melt down with that thing.
well.
Yeah, and before that happens, I grab some tongs and I
Oh,
go
the
to
tongs are long gone. I whip those. They're
I
gone.
pull tongs out of my out of my side pouch.
Tackle the blue!
Yeah. All right. So give me a perception check as you look inside the forge to see if you can spot it.
Oh, pump the bellows. Pump, 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 pump.
With a 14, you are able to just
I think he's
spot
going
it,
to get
but
an
you
8.
can actually see.
Oh no! I got an 8.
Ooh! Wow.
You know what? A 3. I think he's going to get a 3.
You used at least one of those
No, I didn't.
on making
No.
the person fail her wisdom save
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
wait.
the same day.
No, I'm pretty
No,
sure
it's a
that
different
she used
day.
the 8.
No, it's same day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she actually did use the.
Wait, okay. Did I? All right.
Oh, we have to stop this.
So with the 8, you do roll an 11.
I thought it was.
And
Did she use the 8 or the 3?
I think I used the 3, so I'm going to use the 8.
yeah, she used the 3. So with that is an 11. I will say that, you have a hard time. You've got it. You're sort of sifting through. You're looking, but you haven't quite found it yet. As you see the rest of, your sort of party and a couple of the members of the elk tribe have started to come over and look at what this disturbance is as well.
I grab a coal out of the forge and I just kind of like waving around behind me. Is like, give me some space if you don't mind.
Can I horse kick him?
Radigan, no,
Out
you're
of the tent.
crazy.
Put it back.
Can I horse kick him out
We're
of the
out.
tent?
We're out of the tent. You were out of the tent to begin with.
I cast
yeah, we're in the
guidance and I
forge,
try
yeah.
again.
Like athletics check, just horse kick to push him away?
You can try and shove him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to do damage. I'm just trying to shove him away from the forge.
I
I
want
think
to
we
try
need to
and
do
restrain
damage.
him again
I
if I
think we
I
want
can.
to
got
knock
a
him
10.
out.
Son of a bitch, he's super strong.
Yeah, he's got some.
Can I
he's
try
got
and
some.
grapple him as well? Since I'm just sort of
Yes, you
standing.
can try and grapple him. Yeah, with that 10 perception, as people are just sort of bumping you, they're not enough to get out of your way, but you were still just not able to spot it in the.
18 to grab
Damn it.
onto him.
Yeah, and so Ezekiel is now sort of holding you from the side.
This is
And-
for your own good, my friend.
You're holding
hell
onto
is
him like
wrong
a
with you
backpack.
people?
You're crazy
And I want to
and grumpy.
drag him 15 feet away. With,
I'm grumpy
so I've got
because
him.
it's 30 below.
No, you're not. You've gotten grumpier this whole time.
Have you ever taken a tundra trip? Get off me.
Yeah, so I'm going to drag him
No, but
15 feet away.
It shouldn't matter. Is that a
All right, you
euphemism?
drag him 15 feet away. With that, Gus, give me a perception check to see if you can spot this in your.
Gus, just run away.
What? Sorry, I missed that. I had my headset off.
Give me a perception check to see if you can spot the clasp in your forge.
Yep.
You are able to. You can see that it is glowing, and the light seems to be almost absorbed from the fire around it. And it looks like it is starting to soften, which surprises you. You would actually think that by this point, something like that should have just melted away.
Pump, 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 pump. Like the bellows. Like we're increasing the heat.
And you can see it is softening, but it is not melting. You think at this point you could probably smash it at this point,
That's
but
the idea. Yeah, I threw away the tongs after we threw that in, so he couldn't get them. But he had tongs. Where are his tongs? He still has
Still in
them,
my
doesn't he?
hands.
still in his hand.
All right. So we are going to use a shovel.
All right, you're able to sort of shovel it out, and at this point, Hengar and a couple of others are coming over to see if you're okay, Radigan. And you're still being held by Ezekiel. You can see Augustus has gotten a shovel out and is sort of sprayed a couple of small items over top of his end.
Knock that thing off the anvil. They're
And
robbing
as
me.
this is happening,
They're not robbing him.
First of all, give me a charisma saving throw, Radigan.
Oh,
And yeah, as Radigan shouts that out, Cithrin will just stand in front of the forge and just shake her head and just say he's been cursed.
With that, you actually you start to feel sort of calmer and a little more distant as you're watching this, sort of unfold, and you can see that part of the clasp has started to slightly sort of melt away. So you feel yourself coming back to yourself.
Well, it was a nice clasp while I had it, but
has it been 6 seconds? Can I drag him another 15 feet away?
I paid 15 gold for that.
Actually, I would like to drag him 15 feet away and try and bring him to the ground.
Okay.
Channeling Greypaw.
Radigan, you can try another athletics check to contest Ezekiel's attempt to wrestle you.
Is Ezekiel not just like hanging on his back and pounding him with
I'm
ineffectual
dragging him.
fists?
All right, I don't prone him. Damn.
You do not get him down to the ground. Cithrin, give me another strength check if you're going to try and smash this with the hammer that you were.
I will.
Oh, yes!
Never mind.
Darn
it!
Yes, with that, Cithrin brings this hammer down on the anvil, and this heated clasp of black ice finally just sort of shatters and breaks and scatters off into tiny little pieces.
That's the last time Mr. Molson's black ice will send me the wrong hockey sweater. If anyone gets that, they get cookies.
Okay, does Radigan kind of get what's happening now, or
you do with that charisma save? You start. No, with that, I mean, you started to come back to yourself with that charisma save, and as it was being heated and sort of melted, you could definitely understand a bit more about what was going on.
So
Take that
this brooch was black crystal.
Black ice.
Black ice
is how it's been described. But yeah, it looks like it looks as if it is in fact a rock crystal kind of mixture. But I will say, I mean, without even having to make you make a check, Augustus, it appears surprisingly strong considering what it took in your forge and what it took to actually break it.
So
Weren't
it
the barbarians
shatter,
just telling
did
us a
it,
story about a black crystal?
Yeah, they were.
Yes, and don't we know that Kelvin's cairn is infested with the stuff?
Yep.
So
Radigan, are you okay?
One last thing. Just how did it shatter or did it smush because it was hot?
It smushed and then finally shattered.
Okay, whatever pieces we have, we'll go into a water bucket to cool down, and I'll walk over and drop them one by one into Radigan's hand. There you go, my friend. See, we did not take it away. Clink.
Don't give them back!
What?
Why?
No!
Wait, I thought we killed it.
No!
Get it away from anyone.
It's like radiation. Just get it away. God.
Oh,
Radigan, are you okay?
thought
Are
we
you
killed
okay,
everyone.
Radigan?
I can't do the 2-finger whistle. So Patrick, question. You cut out during halfway. Like my immediately reaction is going to depend on the answer to this question.
With your charisma save, you understand, what's been sort of going on, and as it was being melted and destroyed, you did, come to a greater understanding of the control it had over you. You can give me another insight check, this time with advantage, to really see how you feel.
11.
So yeah, with 11, you understand a little bit. He's failed a lot of these insight checks over the last couple of days as this has been going on. But yeah, with the charisma save you made with this, yeah, you do understand that, by heating and sort of breaking it, it does break whatever hold it had over you.
Okay, so Radigan's gonna just sort of stand there for a second and just kind of look at the shattered pieces, presumably still on the anvil, not being dropped back into his hand.
Yeah, apparently I thought it was completely dead. Sorry.
And he's gonna.
We don't know it's not.
He's gonna look at this for a second. He's gonna look like he's just kind of processing it in his head. He's gonna reach back and slap Ezekiel upside the head and say, "If I was wearing a curse brooch, why the hell didn't you tell me?"
Typically, that doesn't work very well.
Based on what?
Based on all the stories of cursed items, you tell somebody it is cursed, they do not believe you.
All right, listen.
I felt like that was the easiest way to deal with it.
Well, I think we should tell
Sithrin?
him that his boots are now cursed too, so we should get rid of those.
Sithrin will
I
step
am
in
just glad
and
we
just-
have you back, Radigan. You can hit me all you want.
Sithrin will step in and she'll say, "To be fair, Radigan, would you even have listened to us?"
Even when you're
Also,
saying
maybe
the grapple has transitioned to like more of an attempt at a hug.
Oh, this is a
Radigan-
full-blown spoon at this point.
Even in cheery mode, Radigan would be like, no.
Why does nobody want a hug?
Sithrin will open her arms.
I want a hug.
Okay.
Radigan will just kind of... Yeah, Radigan's less angry and annoyed at... oh, God, I can't even remember your character's name.
The great
I'm sorry.
Ezekiel!
Not Ezekiel.
Sithrin?
Not Sithrin.
Cassandra?
Cassandra. Why can't I remember Cassandra?
Because she doesn't have her name set as Cassandra in the chat.
Yeah. No, he's sort of creeped out by Cassandra a little. Even on his best, like his happiest days, he's just like, you're kind of funny, miss. So he's just gonna kind of look. He's just gonna kind of look around and go, I'll be in the hot springs if anyone needs anything fixed. Thanks, I guess. And he'll go to the hot springs.
You are welcome, my friend.
Okay, with that, the rest of you are able to sort of calm down. The tribe members, are informed and sort of warned, against, any of these sort of black ice items if they see them in town or anywhere else. And, to watch out for dwarves that are carrying them. Everything sort of calms down. There's drinks that are had. There's, sort of pats on the back for you. Radigan, as a few other people join you in the hot springs. You are able to take a long rest. I will say you all get inspiration for that.
Yes.
Woo!
No, never mind. I have a question, but it wouldn't work with my character's body type, so I'm not gonna.
Did you want to go water skiing?
I was wondering
Are
about
you
a
body
slip and
shaming yourself.
No, I was wondering about a slip and slide with a walk-on water ring. Or do you just grind to a halt?
You'd probably grind to a halt. You can certainly, you try, you get a little bit of a spray, but it's not nearly as much fun as you think it is. And, of course, the tribe of the elk are, once again, just sort of a little put off and horrified at the use of magic as they're still not 100% behind it. What would you guys like to do with the shards that you have left?
Well,
I
Radigan
don't.
Do we have
does know what he's
metal?
gonna do with it.
Would we like to
We do.
put them in melted metal and let the metal solidify? Just
Could
so they
I,
can't.
Could
They
I
can't-
attempt one thing with them tomorrow?
I would
will,
prefer that we just get rid of them as efficiently and quickly as possible.
We could.
Ezekiel, you see
oh,
my
go ahead.
you see my tool belt over there? Why don't you look? Why don't you open the the right hand, the big pouch on the right hand side, and just kind of look inside and see how deep it is.
Okay, I will do that. Is it a bag of holding or a
There's
haversack?
In fact a extra dimensional space in there.
All
It is in
right.
fact a bag of holding.
I will say I think that is a wonderful idea, Radigan. It is good to have you back.
Just
I will
one
say that
second.
again.
We could try with the forge tomorrow and a prayer at dawn. As we pump up the forge tomorrow, then we may be able to exorcise this demon, if you will.
I would rather get it into some metal as soon as possible. Into metal and then into this pouch.
Well, we have
And
metal.
if you-
We have scrap metal. There's
Yeah,
tons of that.
I just want to get it melted into like melt scrap metal and then drop the pieces in, and then melt more on top if they float.
Okay.
Redigan, I do not wish to be rude, but do you mind if somebody else held on to the pouch?
It's kind of
Just-
built into my belt, and I kind of like my pouch. So if you don't want it in the pouch, that's fine. I understand.
Don't not want it in the pouch. I just don't want it on your person because you have already fallen victim to it once.
You can leave it with
Hmm.
you can leave it with
Cassandra.
Moradin. She's not here.
Cassandra.
She ran upstairs.
Oh, Cassandra has
Moradin ran
a belt,
upstairs?
right? Or like a haversack.
Steph, do you have a haversack? Oh, she's
It's
coming
full
in.
of like anime or manga, but we could take
Yeah,
some
she
manga
does.
out. Could we take? Would that be breaking the rules to take some of the manga out and replace it with crystals?
I think you could probably do both. I mean, you'd be able to put it in without necessarily having to displace some of the mine.
Oh my! All right, let's do that.
Well, we're still
Just
making
because I
flag.
don't want it on, specifically on Radigan.
All right, so that
Okay.
changes my going to the hot springs. I will spend the evening heating up the forge, getting everything ready, and dropping them into. I'll have I'm sure at some point I would have a little mold, like a cube mold or
You
something.
probably have like a crucible, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So
of course.
so I'll have it like suspended on something like some wax and then dump it in, and I'll spend the whole evening until I'm done. The ends of my whiskers are all brown and smelly. I will belly flop, face first into the hot springs, come up refreshed, and go back to my tent to bed after I dry off.
Okay. Everybody is able to have a proper long rest. And in the morning, you wake up, and yes, out of your crucible, you're able to, have crafted this small cube of metal that now contains these little shards of this clasp. I mean, it's a clasp. It wasn't huge to begin with, so it's easy enough. And you notice as you wake up that Hengar and Folnar and a couple of others have already departed, and King Yaron will, tell you that he has sent them off to go try and track down the members of the other tribes. But that Hengar, wished to say goodbye to you all, and he will see you again soon.
I hope so.
And with that, you guys are fed, and you are able to head off and start your day. But we're going to take a quick bathroom break, and we'll pick up when you guys head off to the.
Woo!
Yay!
High
Cool.
five!
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was fun.
That was
That was great.
I
yeah, no,
feel-
that was fantastic.
I feel bad for kind of ganging up on Radigan like that, but yeah, it
I
was
mean,
fun.
we saved him.
Oh no, I was
I
trying
still feel bad.
every single possible thing to like
Get
get
back.
out of there and like, could I get around Sithrin? It's like why is Ezekiel able to drag me back of all people?
Ezekiel, it was his love for his friends.
I was about to
It
punch
gave him the
Ezekiel in the face.
That would have been fine. I have hit points left.
Yeah, if I didn't trust you guys, I wouldn't have let it go, but you guys did really, really well. I love how badly Ezekiel has rolled to try and steal this thing or even search.
I only
with-
tried once. No, twice. I only rolled poorly twice.
I was asleep. Mind you, Radigan does have a billion pockets, but still.
Well, like the first time you had it underneath you, and I couldn't move you without waking you up.
That's true.
And then the second time, I just rolled poorly.
Yeah, and then Cithrin came through with a massive critical strength roll. That was great.
Woo!
Thank you. That was.
I mean,
Hey.
after all the rolls in the previous fight, it made up for it in this one. It made up for it for here.
Seriously, I don't know. Cithrin is not rolling very well. Hopefully she gets better. She gets more leveled up.
Yeah,
Oh, I was gonna.
Hengar took your rolls for the last fight because he finally started rolling well.
Patrick, is Hengar like rolling or using like a player barbarian stat block, or is he using like the default one?
The default one.
I wish that one had rage. It just has. It's annoying that it doesn't.
It just says anger, not rage.
All of the classes have like a stat block for an NPC, but I think that's the worst.
Yeah, well, he's a berserker, so he has, he can give himself, advantage, but he doesn't get the rage itself. So he goes reckless rather than has rage. No, well done, Brendan and Chris and Ian and Tara and everybody else. That was really, really great.
Thank you, sir. I'll be right back.
So the dwarves have found shards of the crystal. We can assume.
Yes, they have a lot of it too, because they all had like that whole patrol had weapons made out of it.
Balls. Like everyone's describing it as black ice. I never even connected it.
I connected it. I thought I connected it out loud the last session, like out of character.
If you did, I completely missed it.
Hey, it is the legacy of the crystal shard, so this is
yeah.
I should have bloody picked up on it. I was just like, me of all people, I should have fucking picked up on that.
The clue was in the game.
Magic. What is what you guys have been looking for? It doesn't say whether it would detect as evil, but I probably would have let it detect as evil, but it does not detect as magic.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't have that spell, I don't think. I don't think I have access to that spell, even if I
think Gus might be the only one who has access to it. Maybe Cassandra.
Oh, which one?
Detect evil and good. The thing about detect evil and good is I think it really only affects yeah, it lets you know if there's like certain creature types. Or lets you know if somewhere has been consecrated or desecrated.
Yeah. I might have given you something if you tried it on there, but yeah, it's unlikely.
Yeah.
Back.
You need like some really good like high level divination spells like legend lore or something.
Yeah, but considering this campaign is supposed to take you only from level 1 to 3, there's no way that's ever going to happen.
I think what level is legend lore? Is that 9th?
Something like that. Yeah, I think I don't have my player's handbook handy. Yeah, I think you have to hit level 9 before you get it. Yeah, so that's level 9?
Somewhere in there. 9 or 11. What's the 9th level find out lore spell? Because there's a 9th level one, isn't there?
Pick DM's brain.
Wait 1 second.
9th level divination. You can sit down with the DM for a half an hour, and he can give you vague answers about your questions.
I'm back.
I mean, not that you wouldn't just use your 9th level spell to meteor swarm every day.
Yeah. Is everybody back?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First things first, Cassandra, roll me your portents for the day.
And Ezekiel will have given Cassandra a hug when she asked the previous night.
Okay.
Today's like a great day. So I got an 8 and a 12.
Okay, and Augustus, what are you using your divinity on, if anything?
I'm going to spend at least a little bit of the night before I go to sleep in prayer. Prayer and thought, trying to discern or discover if I could use my channel to divinity to just smash the blasted thing and be done with it.
You get the sense that you probably could have, but it's still taking a lot. It would have taken a lot of work. You understand that, I mean, your forge probably barely did the job.
No, I mean the pieces I have left over. Can I just, so we don't have to get rid of them, just smash them into Moradin's Oblivion
Oh,
this
sure.
morning?
I'd let you use your channel divinity for that.
All right, so I will do that at the crack of dawn before everybody wakes up. And just,
That would wake everybody up.
oh yeah.
So yeah, so you guys are brought out of your sleep by a loud sort of clanging and slamming and smashing sound, and you know stagger out of your tents to a smiling Augustus, who turns and tells you that he has managed to eradicate the last of those shards.
It is gone. Oh, you guys should have been wearing healing protection.
What?
Yeah. Huh?
I'll take off
Duma
my
just-
hearing protection and be like, oh, that's better.
I just turn around and go back to
Oh,
bed.
you-
Wake me when we're leaving.
All right, and so you guys, before you head off, after you've had your breakfast, the king will tell you that the way into Kelvin's cairn in the north is something that they call the Dale Drop, which he says is just a sort of narrow cavern. And again, he scratches into the snow to show you where it is on the northern face of the cairn. And he says, it's just a simple, easy way for the dwarves to, protect themselves, and it's a natural cutoff point. But with that, he's able to give you pretty decent directions on how to find it. So you guys are able to head off. What pace do you want to set for yourselves?
Before you leave, can we ask for a guide? If there's have anybody to spare? Just to Kelvin's cairn.
Roll me a persuasion check, as he says he sent most of his good scouts off to try and, find the other tribes.
That's a 19.
That is a 19. With that, he nods and he just says, I forget, you are not from here. It may yet be difficult, of course. And he will call over one of his scouts. And, this young man, he just says, take them to the cairn and then run back. I wish to see you before the sun starts setting.
Thank you. If there were a road, I wouldn't ask, but there is no road. I don't believe.
Yaron nods his head and just says, I am sorry. I should have thought of that. So you and your scout are able to race you sort of across the tundra. What pace do you guys want to set? Do you want a regular pace, faster pace, slower pace?
Canter.
Faster
I think
pace.
a regular pace, just so we don't have to wear ourselves out.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
regular is the way to go.
I mean, like,
Travel
what have we experienced so far? We don't want to go too fast and run into anything.
Also, exhaustion's bad.
I mean, we don't
Not
run
too
in.
bad a game.
I mean, we're not
we've
running.
literally been exhausted. Like, we've literally had ill effects on our health in game from moving across the tundra quickly.
I don't remember
Yes.
that, but okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've been exhausted personally.
and the weather still remains clear. So it's,
I mean, we can
As-
keep a medium pace. I mean, I
that's
got
fine.
I mean, we can keep. I have the warning axe. The weapon of warning. So we're not going to get ambushed. Just
Well, fair. Okay, so just really how much exhaustion do we want to suffer? I personally don't want to suffer any. So yeah.
So regular pace.
okay, regular.
Okay. Nabil, roll me a d20, please.
Oh, geez, we're gonna die.
14. The snow crunches under your snowshoes. You guys set a fairly decent pace. Your axe, gives you warning a couple of times, even though you don't necessarily see anything, but you feel the ground tremor beneath you. And, the scout every once in a while just says, Remoraz, and, sort of laughs and sort of keeps running.
I'm sorry, the what?
Remoras.
Don't. Are you kidding? Are you joking? I don't know. Can I roll an insight?
You can roll an insight.
I don't want to fight Aramirez.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't see
me
any
too.
reason.
14.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
You can tell he's not sure. I mean, but he will just sort of, as he's going, he will say, "Oh, they're out here. They're out here." But whenever the
Really?
ground shakes like that, we just sort of joke that it's the Remoras. But every once in a while, you meet a young one, and if you're really unlucky, you meet a large one.
Well, let's be very wary of sudden changes in temperature then, and let's keep going.
And with that, yeah, your journey is, generally uneventful. You do see a couple of, large birds flying overhead, but you make it to the cairn late afternoon. This guide, he's breathing a little hard at the end of it, but he just, once again, just says, I want to thank you for everything you've done for our tribe, and long days, pleasant nights to you all, and hopefully we will see you again soon. And then he just turns around and starts running full sprint back towards the Evermelt basin.
That is never a good sign.
And with that, you guys are now over here on the north side of the cairn. You find yourselves in a narrow sort of embankment that runs down and down. The stone walls start rising up beside you, and you start to see a couple of scrub trees. The snow gets a little bit sort of softer in places, and eventually, about 50 or 60 feet in front of you and slightly below you, you start to see a couple of figures wearing these black helms and with bright red bushy beards, and you can see they are just staring up at you and watching as you slowly approach. So let me bring up that map.
I would like to use an action to turn my Gambit studded leather into finely crafted dwarven mithril armor.
Does anyone else speak Dwarven? Otherwise, I'll greet them in Dwarven.
Well, now,
Nope.
I'm a little well read in these matters.
Oh, go
Oh.
ahead then. If you would wish to practice, I am quite fluent in the language.
You
Who
probably
is-
have
who is
a
going to
higher
be our,
charisma than I do.
Who is going to be our guide? I will give them some inspiration.
Go, Gus.
Yeah, I will give Gus a bardic inspiration.
And everyone's hit points are full.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I'll
Yes.
fix that mine in a second.
Yeah, I got
hello,
6
my friends. It's in Dwarven. We are travelers coming into. Oh, what should we tell them?
We would have worked this out ahead of
Everything.
time. I think we
Yeah,
need to be
yeah.
honest. We have a
Hmm?
warning for the king or
Oh, yes.
the leadership.
We are a diplomatic envoy with a message for the king.
You would know that the leader is Silverstream.
For Lord Silverstream or
Yeah, probably father of Helda Silverstream,
Uncle.
No.
uncle of Helda Silverstream.
no idea.
How do we not realize that?
Who are these people?
From the
Helda was
caravan.
one of the merchants from the caravan. She was the dwarven woman who
Oh,
wanted to hire you guys to go to Kelvin's cairn because she had actually heard that they were working in this new material called black ice.
oh, right. Now I remember. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll
So her,
greet
uncle,
them
her uncle
pleasantly.
is Stokely Silverstream.
We are here to see Master Stokely.
And the first dwarf, just sort of laughs and takes a step forward and just says, "Well, I'm afraid you've missed him. He pissed off. Beric Hammerstone is in charge and leads Kelvin's care now."
Well, our message is for whoever is in charge. So could we at least speak to his representative?
And he will sort of turn and look back and sort of chuckle and just says, "They're here to see the boss. What say ya?" And he will turn and just say, "What do you bring?" for Beric besides bad news?
I bring personally myself the blessings of Moradin, and I am a master smith. And these are my quite capable companions who could be quite useful to your quote unquote the boss.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ruh-roh.
Remembering that you can add a d6 to it.
Yes, thank you. I should we still do it anyway?
Yes.
Probably.
A 21. Augustus, you sense that, with your bringing up of Moradin and, speaking the dwarven tongue, you get a sense not necessarily of a softening, but a little bit of relaxation. And, the lead dwarf will just sort of nod and grin and just say, fair, fair. I will bring you into Master Hammerstone, and you can pass your message along as you will.
Oh, thank
And
you,
then
Master.
he will, yeah, and then he will turn and speak in common to the rest of you and just say, "Your silver-tongued friend has gotten you passage through. Welcome to the Dwarven Valley. Careful where you step. There are undead and other horrors that wander some of the abandoned hallways here, so don't get lost."
Oh, speaking of undead, should we tell?
Oh,
Would
yeah.
these be
Yes.
appropriate people to tell?
Yes, I will go up to him after it's softened and say quietly, we came across a small group of, I believe it was dwarves from here, out in the wastes. We covered them in stones at such and such a location.
He will nod and just say, "Aye, the dead have been walking. We'll send some people out to go collect the bodies in a bit. It's not safe around here when the sun goes down, so it'll probably be in the morning."
All right.
Oh,
And,
well enough, Moradin is the light.
And as Radigan's sort of gathering up his stuff and sort of walking in under these guys' escorts, he's going to sort of adjust his goggles, cast guidance on himself, and then look very carefully at these guys' armor and fail completely.
Well, you can clearly see their helmets are made from this black ice, and you see that their weapons are clearly forged of it anyway, without even having to make it.
This is a bad thing.
But
Balls.
with a 1, that's a mighty codpiece.
But they do turn and
Nice.
they lead you inside the Dwarven Valley, and you enter into this grand cavern. And I mean, even though it is dark inside, you can see there are some braziers that are lit, so it is with dim light as you move through. And you can see there are tunnels that shoot off to the left and the right, and it's been cold outside, and so you start to feel some of the warmth as you move in. But it's very empty.
Oh,
And
Gus does a reverse Jamaican bobsled team. So he takes off his clothes before everyone realizes how hot it's going to get as he goes inside.
all right. Yeah, and as you continue moving further and further down, these dwarves don't say anything. They don't, offer you anything in the way of a tour. But you can definitely, see this is a grandly designed place that you would think would have a lot more people in it, but everything seems very quiet until you are brought, off down one of the tunnels, and figuring your directions, you're heading off to the west at this point. And the dwarf will then turn and say, "This is Hammerstone's area. This is our part of, the mine and the areas that we've been looking after. But now that Silverstream has done a runner, we'll be looking after everything proper." And he, comes to these huge double doors, these grand wooden doors, and pounds his hand on them, and in this empty sort of place, it rings openly, and they are then sort of drawn open and move silently. I mean, they're very well oiled and still very well taken care of, and you find yourself staring into a very large open chamber. You can see that the stonework here is beautifully done. Everything is laid out, but you are surprised as you are sort of ushered through these doors. You see there are a couple of braziers that are lit, which shows you that just off to your left there is still sort of a pile of rubble. And as you sort of get your bearings and look around, even with the smoke in the air, you pick out that part of the roof is a little bit sort of collapsed, and you can see that there are other doors coming into this chamber on both your left and right. And standing in front of you, there's a large open, what almost looks like a well. And then the rest of the room is split by these what appear to be beautiful wooden bookcases and some large statuary. And then just sitting past that on a small sort of riser and on top of a beautifully carved stone chair, you see a dwarf with a shocking blonde beard, hair sort of pulled back, wearing as you come forward, you can see that he is wearing massive plate armor that just sort of absorbs the light and shines. But he does sort of stand and he just says, "Welcome, visitors. I am Bayrak Hammerstone. I am the leader here of Kelvin's Cairn now. Step forward and tell me your business, towners. What brings you into our..."
Before
Is that in Dwarven or Common?
That is Dwarven.
Before Gus steps forward, Radigan's going to step forward. He's going to whisper, find out if he's aligned with Shipwrethner. He might be.
I will.
If he is,
I am
then
going
warn about the
to.
undead and then leave.
This is above my pay grade. I think we're going to get someone who is a real silver tongue. Let me make the introductions, and Ezekiel, you be prepared to step in, okay?
Oh,
Okay. I am currently wearing like mithril armor, right? It looks like
It
mithril
looks
armor.
like mithril armor, yes.
Yeah, looks cool. Looks dwarven.
Is that safe enough to stop there? I want to do what's respectful. I don't want to, start charging up on a king.
Give me an insight. That seems respectful. I mean, you're a good 10 feet away from the bottom of the steps of the platform. And as you get closer, give me a perception check. All right. You can see just past this raised platform, there appears to be a small but very well-made forge and anvil set in back here. And there are, a few more piles of rubble. You also see there is a large, barrel of what appears to be, even from back here, a pile of black ice sitting next to this forge.
Before you continue, before anyone moves up, can I see this?
You can. You see off to the far right, behind what appears to be some bars, Hilda Silverstream just sort of sitting back against the wall. But as you come in, you can see her head sort of turn in your direction.
I will do a nod at her. Maya, is he king? What did they call Barrack?
They just called him Master.
My master Barrick, as I'm going to bring everyone up with me. We'll come up as a group. I am Augustus Gustantine, fourth cleric of Moradin, and these are my friends. We come with tidings from the north, from the Elk tribe and the other free peoples of the Tundra. I wish that you hear out my friend here. He is Very well spoken, but only in the common tongue. If you do not know the common tongue, I can translate, sir.
He haltingly says, I speak common, but I have a translator, and he sort of, claps his hand, and you see stepping up from behind this large stone chair and just sliding around the side, a very familiar face.
Grievous worm tongue.
You see
Oh, for
Bacha,
fuck's sake.
and she just stands by the side, and, you hear her whisper just sort of gently, yes, these are the outsiders that I told you we encountered yesterday. And Barrick will turn to look at you and just say, oh, well, we have things to talk about. And he will sort of clap and, he says to the guards at the door, he says, wait outside. I will call you if I need you.
My master, may we request as your humble servants a less biased translator? Do you have someone else you trust that was not there that day that will translate my great
He speaks
emissary's
common.
words? I know, but I'm doing this in Dwarven, so he knows exactly. I'm giving the proper inflections, the proper gratitudes, the proper servitudes, all that stuff.
Give me a persuasion check, but with disadvantage.
Oh, can I use my? We got inspiration earlier, right?
Yes.
So I can use that. That makes it a straight roll, right?
Yep.
Don't forget you have the other kind of inspiration as well.
You're D6, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make his persuasion roll. Oh, what was it I rolled today? A 12?
An 8 or a 12.
I'm going to make it a
He's
12.
already rolled, though.
Oh.
He rolled
13,
higher than the
not that
portents.
good.
Yeah, and so Barrick will look at you and just say, and he'll speak to you in Dwarven, he'll just say, I don't care what language you speak to me in. I know why you're here. I know why you are here to try and help the 10 towns. I know you're spies that have been sent here to assassinate me. Tell me truthfully, that's so, isn't it?
Oh, my
Sir.
honor, no. I will step back and allow our emissary to explain our position. Go.
The Great Ezekiel will step forward and say, oh man, good king, Beric.
And Bacha will just say, he is no king. He is Master Barrick. The king fled like a coward.
That makes him king, does it not?
And where
Just
exactly?
King Beric has a
Ezekiel.
good ring to it, don't you, my friend? Doesn't it, my friend?
And Barrick will just say, no king. I am a worker. I use my hands. I am not royalty. I do not pretend to be royal.
My kind of individual, then. Beric, Master Beric, these shipwrecknorites, I hope you realize exactly who you have potentially aligned yourself with. These are thugs. These are men and women who exploit the vulnerable, who take what is not theirs, and who imprison those who disagree with them.
And with this, he will just, chuckle and say, and he will sort of, gesture off to his left, and he will say, you should see I have no trouble imprisoning those who come seeking the true, king. And he will, sort of make his air quotes as he says that.
God damn it,
And
Patrick. Can you read my whispers to Radigan?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I cannot.
I
do not
just
see them.
said that to him. That Helda's in the cage over there. Whisper, whisper, whisper.
Oh my god.
And,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And he will say, the Rethnor folk have bought fair quantities of my wonderful black ice weapons, and with the help of Kessel, we were able to sell even a few boat parts to the pirates out on the lake. I have no fear of dealing with them. I know what they're after.
Yes, they're after money and nothing else. And when you cease to be a good source of it through trade, they will try to tax you as they have tried to tax everyone else within the 10 towns and the tribes. How long do you think your alliance will last? Your alliance will last as long as you are useful to them. Once you are not, they do not care for you.
I don't care about the 10 towns. All they're after is the cairn. We have enough men and weapons to protect everything. I know they want what we have. If they want it, they can try and come and take it.
You know,
Bacha, why don't you, and I will elbow Cassandra, why don't you tell good King Beric precisely
I'm going to say at this point,
what your plans are?
And, at this point, Bacha will sort of look at you and smile and just say, "Oh, I have no problem putting all my cards on the table," at which point she will draw her blade and stab Beric right through the back.
What?
God damn it.
And that is a natural 20. And she will then sort of turn, and as she turns and sort of flips, you see her countenance change from this elf into a form that you recognize, Ezekiel, and that is of Beldora, the Harper agent from Bryn Shander.
Oh, hell yes!
And she will say, "It's about damn time the rest of you arrived here, and I don't appreciate the crap you put me through yesterday."
Wait, what?
Oh my god!
And she will sort of draw her blade and she will just say, he's going to be fine. He's not evil. He's just corrupted by
we
this.
Know! We understand! We just saved Radigan from the same thing!
Will pull in a tiny little piano and just go dun dun dun.
Gus, get Helda.
Yep, I will
Kassan,
pull the
Duma,
forge
the ice-
over and start figuring out a way to break down these bars.
What
Or
are
we
the
can
guards?
just take the key.
All
from
the
your
guards are gone,
body.
right?
Oh, is it a door?
These
I thought
two-
it was
these-
bars.
There are
those
bars.
are still there.
These two guards, one of the guards, immediately just sort of starts walking over and hands you a set of keys and just says, you might want to try these there.
Oh,
Get
but I
the
had
black
this
ice
new saw.
into the forge
Okay, so
before the
Okay.
guards return.
yeah,
Uh,
we'll let
Duma.
her out.
Bear the
And
doors.
Duma is going
Citrin,
towards
help.
Black
Guys,
Ice.
one at a time.
We need to
Okay,
bar the
Ezekiel
doors.
first, because he's telling us all what to do. So
All right, Ezekiel
Go.
says, Gus, help Felda. Duma and Sithrin, keep the doors closed. Radigan, help me get this black ice into the forge.
Alrighty then.
And as you move to check the doors, you notice that the doors on the sides of the room, those 4 doors, already have wood and other planks that seem to have been sort of haphazardly nailed up across them, and that they've sort of been broken and cracked. And as you head down to the main doors, Duma and Sithrin, give me a perception check, please.
Also, Cassandra, get all of the black ice off of Beric. With
Yes, I
Beldora.
will. I'll rip it all off him. Rip,
Oh my God.
rip, rip.
I will
All right,
throw
yeah,
her a crowbar.
Plate mail
That one
armor
was
off.
did not have a sexual undertone.
She's the right person for it.
Duma, you and Sithrin, as you get to the doorways, you are able to close them, but as you do, you actually hear the sounds of screams and come from outside, and your axe sort of starts to vibrate and shake as you guys are closing the door and trying to bar it. You get a glimpse outside into the hallway, and you just see what appears to be dozens upon dozens of shambling dwarven undead that are now walking these halls and moving towards you with these doors. And you see the guards outside have been ripped apart. So these zombies are moving in very quickly and getting to the doorway.
I
So
tell
that scene in
Sid-
Lord of the Rings.
Wait. Question. Do I have enough time to toss down a water skin and try and freeze it with my breath weapon?
You do. You also have you guys are going to have one round because with Duma's axe, you guys are not going to be surprised by this. So what are your actions going to be?
So that's going to be my action for the round, is to just like drown in front of the doors with water and freeze it with my breath weapon to try and make it difficult terrain to slow them down. And then
Excellent.
shut the doors so we can try and like bottleneck them.
Okay. And with that, give me, I'm going to say, with that skill, that is going to be, that is going to be a success, as we are going to move into a skill challenge as the other 4 doors start to be slammed into, and you can see they start to buckle as undead arms start reaching through and trying to break in. So that is where we are going to leave off tonight with this undead siege starting to happen, and we will pick up next week.
So Pippin knocks the dead dwarf into the well, and now we're getting attacked by goblins.
Yes.
Oh my god, I was not expecting that.
Shit, and I'm not here next week.
Oh, I was expecting to be attacked by dwarves. Not these dwarves, mind you, but some dwarves.
I was not expecting the botcha thing. Oh my god.
What a twist.
That was good.
That blindsided me
that's-
completely.
That's what I came up with last week, and I just thought that would be a nice way to do it.
Brought to you by M. Night
Thank you,
Shyamalan.
Patrick. That was awesome.
Damn.
Yep.
All right.
Nice. All right. With that, I will end the stream. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. ZLT in the chat, as always, as a super fan. And with that, I would also like to thank Angel of Light, Commander Root, Freddy Bot, Joe Bieson, Lurks, Macman, Neat Dev,
Hi.
Felize, Skinny Seahorse, and Slow Cool. Thank you all for watching. We're going to an every other week schedule for our Eberron campaign, so none this week. But next week, we will have the second episode of the Demon Plague campaign, and we also have Legacy of the Crystal Shard. And with that, I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Night and night.